Beautiful Sagittarius, this is Tammy with Spot On Psychic Readings, and I'm here to look into the whole month of June for you and see what's coming up. Hope you guys are doing great. My friends here, Chippy and Sparky, my psychic assistants, they came in to say hello to you all. They love to help me with readings, so I brought them a cookie so they can take a cookie and have a nap. There you go. There you go. Okay, Sag, so I'm going to start out, as I always do, with Sagittarius. I only read for you guys in this way because Sagittarius is different. So let's see what's coming up, Sag. We're going to look into your starseed, empath, spiritual side, because you all always have a double mission, especially if you're on the enlightened path. I felt it many times as Sagittarius. And I want to see what's coming in your spiritual realm, in your ethereal life. And then, Sparky, you feel it too? You do. And then we'll look into regular tarot and see what's coming in your earth life, okay? He was just checking for more cookies before he left. He's going somewhere cooler. What else does Sagittarius need to know for the month of June? In the spiritual side of life. Okay, we've got these for right now, so let's see what's coming up, Sagittarius. Align your life. We've got boundaries. That comes up often. I know Sagittarius, I say we because I'm Sagittarius too. So I get this. We really do have to set boundaries with people wanting to drain our energy. It's a thing. It's a real thing. The overview I've got here is the Pleiades energy. And this is about double missions. That's what I was trying to say, was you all have double missions because you're Sagittarius. It just comes with the territory. And when you all come into this earth life, you bring so much of your spirituality and your energy from where you're actually from into earth life to be a spiritual warrior, to help people out and to protect people. Some of you are very fierce spiritual guardians, especially fiercely protective of those you love or of animals, your family, children, grandchildren, that sort of thing. And this is definitely Pleiades energy. So double missions, channeling and uplifting humanity. Yeah, I just said that. So yeah, this is your overview for June, okay? And we'll see where this goes. And this is exactly why I do this part of the reading for you first, and then we switch over to traditional tarot and look into your earth life and see how those two double missions fit together. Aren't you glad you came through? I'm being a little sarcastic, but aren't you glad you came through with so much work to do? But it is helping everybody's spiritual ascension, especially yours, but you're uplifting all of humanity. So know that you do have a very important mission, okay? So here's what's most significant, is aligning your life. And you can see in the picture here, she looks a little bit disjointed, like the puzzle pieces need to come back together and realign. What is not aligned needs to go. And this is the question of what needs to change to bring you into alignment, Sagittarius. What needs to change to bring you into alignment? I'm guessing people, boundaries, setting boundaries, because your crossing card is boundaries right next to realigning. And this is about, where do you need to establish better boundaries? It's really, really important, especially in the month of June, because I feel a lot of people pulling at your energy, Sagittarius, in the month of June. I feel like people want to be one-sided with you sometimes, Sag. I feel like somebody, it may be one person, it may be several, that are pulling at your energy. They all want a piece of you because they see your strength, they see your spirituality, they see you on a path of success, and they see you being very unconventional and free, like freedom seekers, like Sagittarius is, and they want to know how they can be that. So they sort of sometimes want to cling on to you. And that's where you need to set boundaries. And because you're generous by nature and you want to help people, you tend to help people maybe you do more of their work for them than they're doing for themselves, if that makes any sense, especially if you're in a position of being some sort of a counselor or even a good friend who listens a lot. You might be doing their work for them. They kind of want that. I feel like people are leaning on you and draining you, and they want a piece of you, and they may even be using you. I've used this term before. They might be using you as sort of their extra battery. So when they run out of energy, they call you up. Hey, Sagittarius. And they talk on and on and on, but what they're really doing is sucking up your energy. So you need to think about that and set boundaries. This, again, think about where you need to realign things and change things and set boundaries. Really big deal in the month of June in particular, probably all the time, but especially in June. Here's what's in your aura at this time is birthing a new age. You're here to bring this in, Sag. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Sorry about that. Here's this no card again. This came up in the midweek reading too. There's something here about while you're birthing into this new age, you also need to say no to things. And I think it's people who are draining you. I really do think that's a big part of it. I think what you need to inadvertently or directly say to people is you need to do your own work, And of course, Sagittarius can be very blunt. It's not always a good thing. It sometimes makes people mad. But you speak the truth. What can I say? You do. And that's what I'm hearing right now is you need to tell whoever it is that's pulling you out of whack, you need to do your own work. Don't keep draining me, Like, I feel like there's somebody, Sagittarius, that is acting as a leech. And when you started to say no, then they got mad. And that tends to happen when you set boundaries. People don't like it. Just, you can expect that. And I'm sure you've experienced that. There's a lot of that coming up in June. Okay, so here's what seems to be going into your past. You've already dealt with this. Your vibration is raising. And you are the oracle. You are the speaker of truth. You've already done that. And taking a break. This is life's work, not a session. So get off the treadmill. Yeah. And I think a lot of you were on the treadmill in April. April and May in particular, very busy months. I feel like people and things and events and things like that were taking up a lot of your time. So you've already done that. Now I think you can take a rest. Now, coming up in your immediate future in June is trust your path. Okay? And trust your path is if you know you would be supported completely by the universe, what would you do? So another question. I love how these cards pose questions to you because it does make you think about what's next. Again, you're doing the work. You're on your spiritual path. So if you know for sure you'd be supportive, what would you do? And that's going to be your question coming up in June. I feel like a lot of you are facing decisions about career. You're facing decisions about where you live or who you're with or relationships or not. All kinds of things coming up, Sag, where you really got to think through, what do you really want to do? If you could just, wave your magic wand and make a wish, what would it be? With no strings attached, just a good way to think through what would you want if you could just wave your magic wand. Okay. A little further out towards the end of the month, breaking the chain. Okay, break the chain. This is ancestral patterns. You're breaking ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you've waved your magic wand, you set the boundaries, you're realigning your life. See how all this is fitting together? And this is part of your new path. I mean, you've been on a great path already. You've done a lot of the work. Now you're taking a break. You've been a pillar of light for so many people and organizations and everything, just universal energy. You're holding the light because you're a starseed. And now what do you want to do? What's next? Okay. Here's your final outcome for June in these starseed cards. Then we're going to go to traditional tarot and look at Earth life. share your voice. Come out of the cave and use your expression. Use your sense of expression. Yeah. June. Wow. Share your voice. And for some of you, this is going to go to things like, what am I trying to say? Like music therapists and sound therapy and vibrational therapy and the singing bowls and bells and all sorts of things like that come under the heading of expression. So think in terms of expression, okay? I feel like that's going to come up in June for sure. Oh, I wanted to see, these are my Saints and Angels and Ascended Masters cards. Let's see who is here with Sagittarius guiding you at this time. Horus. Yes, Horus is here with you. Cosmic Gateway. And this is about your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are coming. Guided by Horus. Cosmic Gateway. We have got Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is about choose to be love. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Yeah, and you've definitely been doing that, Sag. I said that earlier, how generous you are just by nature. And here's the last one I'm going to pull for today. This is Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. This goes right along with expressions and using your voice in the month of June. Joan of Arc. Yeah, very, very strong energy. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. And boy, I get the goosebumps on that. And yeah, there is something there about the fear of persecution, whether it's in person, whether it's past life. I know a lot of you have dealt with the past life persecution. And also there's online persecution. I know I was really afraid when I started my YouTube channel of mean comments, because I've seen so many mean comments and I've done a pretty good job blocking most of those people. But, it is scary, especially if you've had past life persecution for speaking your truth, which a lot of Sagittarius have. And Sagittarius has a hard time not speaking their truth, because it's what you do. You're a truth seeker, you're a freedom seeker, and you point things out. You shine a light on things that need a light shown on, But sometimes you pay for it. Try social media, right? Whew. Okay. All right. Let's see what's coming earthwise. Looking at more material things now, like career, where you live, anything like physical life, okay? All right, here we go, Sag. Quickly, let me just pull these cards for you. You might have some delays coming up. There's some kind of conflict having to do with relationships or choices with the Lover's card. Your Ten of Swords is in your past. That's a good thing. And I have seen that the last few readings with Sag, I saw some kind of mean person that you had protected the innocent from. I saw it in a couple or three readings. Here it is, that Ten of Swords energy. And that's moving into your past, thank goodness. And just talking about it, I'm getting cold and I'm turning off my fan. There was some really evil situation or person who had a demonic spirit that was doing mean things. And I feel like you did your Sagittarius warrior thing and you shone a light on them. You called them out on it. And they may have come after you, or they may have been put behind bars. Some of them may have been jailed. I saw that in these readings. So, okay, so here we go, Sag. We have got, there's some kind of delayed energy that's really significant in June. I feel like things are slowing down and you need to make some choices with this Lover's card, either between people or situations. And quite a bit of this looks like living situations. A couple of cards here, I'll get to that. I think some of you are deciding, where do I want to be? You know, if I could really live anywhere I wanted to be. Again, back to waving your magic wand to, you know, if I could just make a wish, where would I be? Where would I live? Who would I be with? What kind of person? Okay. Now, this is interesting. Excuse me. In your energy, we've got this fiery King of Wands kind of in your aura. Okay. Just hovering around you. Maybe this is somebody you're thinking about. King of Wands is somebody who is very fiery, gets what he wants, very determined, can often be a fire sign like Sag, Leo, Aries, okay? And further down with this, you've got this very nurturing, successful Empress. And this is showing up in your energy. So this, I think for many of you, it's a very balanced masculine, feminine energy. It's also balancing fire and water, or fire and earth, kind of, you know, kind of energies in you. The foundation of you at this time is the Empress. So you're bringing things to fruition. You're making things happen. You're successful. You're enjoying nature. You may be giving birth to anything from babies to empires. Some of you. You may be getting puppies, you know, baby animals, nurturing, mothering, that sort of thing. But over top of this, you've got this fiery, determined, masculine energy. So we go from nurturing to determined. And this is representing all facets of you, Sag, at this time. The other way to interpret this is you may be thinking of this person, of this King of Wands, okay? Some of you may be thinking, do I want to make babies with this King of Wands, okay? Especially with this Lover's card coming up, making choices. That's not for everybody, but it is one interpretation here of that, okay? So, like I said, your Ten of Swords is going into the past. That was a situation we talked about in previous readings, and if you didn't see it, you can go back and watch that. Now, in your immediate future, we've got a delay on either a commitment or a marriage or a house. There's some kind of delay. There are several cards here that show me about moving and wanting to live someplace different, move from where you are, and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of movement here, Sag. A couple of delay cards. So I feel like in June, trying to make that happen is going to be a little bit delayed. There's something here going a little further out in June, like on up toward the end of the month, where you may feel out of balance on something. And, you know, this did show up in the spiritual starseed cards too, that there's something here about something's pulling at your energy and making you feel off balance, and you need to set some boundaries about that. Here it is in these cards too. The other thing this could be is an unfair legal situation with this Ten of Swords for some of you. Maybe action wasn't taken on whatever person, the innocent that you were protecting. Whatever situation you saw that you called somebody out on, it could be that it became an unfair legal situation in some way. You know, maybe inaction on that. Well, look, I'm going to clarify, so we'll see. At this time, you're gaining a lot more clarity with this Seven of Swords, and other people are seeing you as crystal clear, Sag. That's perceptions of others, okay? Now, in your hopes and fears, this we get two things here. Here's I feel like your fears is this Seven of Swords sneaky energy. All right, we'll clarify this and see why this is showing up for you. I feel like this is connected to Ten of Swords, whatever situation, this sneaky person who did something really mean or stole something from you or somebody else. You might have thwarted a burglary. You might have driven up to somebody's house or by somebody's house and seen it being broken into, you know, but you were the only witness. There was no proof. And this may be why you're afraid this person's going to come back on you or something like that. Retaliation. There's also this hope that you are going to be moving. Okay, here it is again. Lots of cards about relocating, and this is you getting out of a situation you don't like or that is not very happy or turbulent and moving into a more peaceful kind of situation. So that's letting go of you. But also there is, because these two came up together, there is something about you're afraid the sneaky person is causing you to be in a dangerous situation where you live, and maybe you're wanting to move to get away from retaliation from that person. For some, it's not everybody's story, but. And I see I misread a card. Here we have 7 of Cups at the end. So what's in your energy is 3 of Cups, okay? I still say you're getting more clarity, and here it is at the end. So I was picking up on that. I just glanced at the card, and they're sort of similar and whatever. Anyway, you are getting more clarity on your path. So let's do some clarification here. And this 3 of Cups is about some kind of celebration. Other people are seeing you celebrating, Sag. And like I said, I'm a Sag, and I've totally been celebrating this week, as you can see from my balloons everywhere. I had a big celebration live broadcast. If you didn't see it, I'll attach it to the end. And it was really fun, really, really fun. Celebrating my 50,000 subscribers, of which you all are a large part, so thank you. Okay, so let's clarify. What are these choices you're going to be making that are moving too slow? What kind of choices is Sag going to be making? Something about marriage. Some of you are considering marriage. I've seen that here with this 4 of Wands too. Yeah, and the Emperor. Some of you are thinking about this fiery Emperor energy, but some of you, your father may be mad about you making these choices. Your father, because sometimes the Emperor goes to father energy, and he's flipped. He came up flipped for some of you, so it can be an angry energy. And there's King of Wands again. So I feel like you're making some sort of a choice here about marriage, potentially. Some Emperor is mad. There may be an immature man here. You might be choosing between King of Wands and this angry Emperor. Or you might be choosing between King of Wands and the Hierophant, who can be Taurus, and this can be fire energy. So you might be choosing between fire and earth kind of energy. Let's see what else. I think you're choosing between people more than situations. And somebody's not happy about it. Some Emperor is mad about that. Okay, so once you make this choice, it's going to happen quickly. I feel like this is in your hands, Sagittarius. And it's a success card. You know, 8 of Wands is all about fast success. So once you make the choice, here's the Fool. It's like you're a little afraid to go down this path. Like, what's down that path? Like, you know, is that a good path for me? There's a lot of, you know, having to think this through. And you want to be in your Empress energy. Here she is again. Empress, King of Wands, big theme here, okay, for you. Oops. Let's go over here and clarify. Let's clarify King of Wands. King of Wands. I think some of you are trying to decide if you want to partner up, either in love or business, with King of Wands. And it's making an Emperor mad. Some of you. Yeah, the Moon. You're going to make some kind of decision this month. This is talking about timing. And we've got Wheel of Fortune. Justice. It's going to bring more balance. We're talking about balance a lot today. Ending of something you were really discontent. And I feel like you're about to make this decision not to be anymore. And then we've got 3 of Pentacles. So about the King of Wands. A couple of things. There might be, I feel like this is a timing card, this Moon card, but it can mean deception around King of Wands, okay? I get justice, like King of Wands is going to bring most of you more balance, or he might be in the legal system. You may have met him through your 10 of Swords bad situation with a sneaky person. You know, that could have brought it together. And there's some change in fortune. Some change in fortune. You could be dealing with Pisces or a Libra. With this King of Wands, could be a very determined Pisces or Libra. Usually it's a fire sign, but not always. And it could be fire in their chart. You never know. And then there's some new opportunities coming up with King of Wands. What else? Let's dig at King of Wands a little bit more here. Yeah, there was he's connected in some way, potentially legally, with the situation where you protected somebody. Because I got 8 of Swords and something about a new path. So King of Wands is either thinking about you, yeah, and thinking about lawsuits or something legal with that judgment card. Judgment and justice came up, so usually that means, you know, something legal. And the High Priestess, this person is seeing you as very, very intuitive. Maybe they know that you're a psychic. There are many psychics on this channel that come in to watch. Thank you. I'm glad you do. I'm honored to have you here. So there's something here about, yeah, with that King of Wands, High Priestess. Now, also keep in mind, for some of you, it did come up deception, secrets, changes you don't really want to make. And that might be why you're hesitating. For some of you, do use your discernment and intuition on this. Now, I'm not seeing this as a bad card, but for some of you, there may be something in there you need to watch out for. Let me ask. Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, for some of you, there's this person can be too harsh. High Priestess and Judgment. I'm hearing a tractor go down the road. I don't know if you all can hear it through the microphone. Sorry, it distracted me just for a second. Okay, it's gone now. I thought it was coming up in my back field, but it's not. It's on the road. Okay. All right. So, yeah, for some of you, this person is very intuitive, sees you as intuitive, and there will be major life changes with King of Wands. But for some of you, this person's too harsh, and it's making you feel unhappy and like you want to make some changes. And you're using your intuition on this. It's different. I can't clarify it any more than that because it's going to be different for different ones of you. So take that as it resonates, okay? Let's look at why Justice is reversed, and I'll end on that, okay? Why is Justice reversed? Why is Justice reversed? Justice is reversed because things are just moving really slow and somebody's been undependable. I feel like there's been a trickster, undependable energy with this Knight of Pentacles reversed. Some of you have an anxiety. Yeah, about something legal. Here it is again. I'm clarifying Justice reversed and Justice comes up again. So if this was an unfair legal situation, it is going to flip in your favor eventually, but maybe not right, and maybe not first. Then maybe it goes through another phase and it turns around. For some of you, you're coming back into balance, but all of this is moving very slowly, and it is giving some of you anxiety. New person here, King of Cups. King of Cups. Next to the reversed King of Wands. For some of you, this is who you're making a choice between, and we did see Pisces energy earlier, which can be King of Cups or water sign. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. There's also, for some of you, the reversed King of Wands showing up with this Justice situation. So take that as it resonates. These people, these masculine figures are wrapped up somehow in this legal situation that happened earlier, like last month, that I kept picking up in readings that caused you this 10 of Swords, meaning a bad ending, or somebody stabbed you in the back, or you saw somebody do something illegal and it bounced back on you and now they're blaming you, or you've put this person in jail and now you're afraid that they're going to retaliate. There's something there. Somehow the King of Cups and the reversed King of Wands or upright King of Wands, which are two very different personality types, are involved in some way in this legal situation or the situation that got you all out of balance. Let me see if there's anything else. Tell you what, I was going to end on that, but let's see. Let's pull a few more cards on that. What else does Sag need to know? There's romance in the air. So for some of you, there's going to be romance with one of those people. Even if it was involved in legal, it could be you're meeting somebody through this legal process or through the process of having seen this crime or whatever it was that went on. Romance is in the air. And also, it could just be a whole separate thing. Romance in the air. Okay, let's see. The Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. There's some kind of announcement. And Money Path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Again, I think they're wrapping this up. This doesn't seem to be connected with King of Wands, King of Cups, and legal justice, all that stuff. These are separate things, and I feel like this goes back to the beginning of the whole reading, where I was feeling you making a choice between lovers, potentially, with this Lovers card, romance being in the air, some kind of happy announcement, more money. Let's see if there's anything else. This is the one that's actually coming out. The Fan, romance, celebration, and party. Okay, so Sag, for some of you, romance is in the air for the month of June. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and that's it. For real. I know I keep saying that. You know, when they bring up more questions than they answer, I can't stop, right? This one. This is the Stork. I said this earlier. The Stork, they're confirming news of a birth or birth of a new business or a new business opportunity for some of you. And I saw this earlier really strong with this Empress energy. I said, like, some of you might be trying to decide if you want to partner up with King of Wands. Okay, so there's something here. There's a lot going on here, and it's really different for everybody's story, everybody's situation, but overall very positive, really positive. So I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of details here, a lot to think about, thought-provoking, right? Okay, you guys, thank you so much for coming in, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great week.